Show him that we can win too. Play Jaden when he had full power. Hit him with the mass change. Yeah, I'm the lawyer. Greg is the devour. Heroes, now it's our turn to show you that.
Yugi Peoples, welcome to the discussion video. Alright, so this week we did switch to Omni Hero, even though it was like a little bit weird Omni Hero. I did try to keep the hand loop off inside of there because the hand loop is like very, very effective. Like hand knowledge, wins games, especially when you can get off in there and eliminate like whatever the biggest threat is, and then also eliminate another random threat. And then after that, if your opponent use the hand trap also, because I think during the times that I did use it, my opponent impermed or veilered or something, and then I was just like in shuffle, go into the Spirit of Neos and proceed to try and proceed to hand loop my opponent. So yeah, in that aspect, it was very strong. I tried to implement it into Omni Hero. The problem with it was like, was trying to get to a decent inboard without having access to Crosskeeper. I did try to use Cross Sheep in order to alleviate that, but it just didn't work out as good. So yeah, the deck did not perform exactly the way I wanted it to. We did manage to make it to top 4, where we proceeded to lose to what did we lose to in top 4? I want to say that it was Cash Tiras, but I don't think it was. What did we lose to in top 4? Or did we lose to Dragon Link in top 4? No, we lost to Dragon Link and Swiss. I had a draw with Cashtira in the final round, like game 3. I think we had like 10 minutes left going into the game, and we both like bricked. And I think like in the end, like I ended up having like the final turn where I could have been able to win maybe, but I didn't side in my dystopia, because when we had like 10 minutes left, I didn't think we were going to go to time. I thought, one of us is going to blow each other out and we're just going to lose the game. But, I ended up, Book of Eclipse ended up saving my life, that game. Yeah, so ended up being a draw. I did beat Ninja. I beat Ninja, and what was the other deck that I beat? I beat Ninja and Cashtira, and then I beat Trap Tricks, and then I want to say I lost to Cashtira, but I can't remember exactly. But either way, we got to top 4. I lost in top 4. Then we got nothing out of any of our packs. So, it is what it is. Shout out to Scott from my locals up at Limitless. Boy hooked us up with the Wake Up Your Elemental Hero for the tournament. It did end up being legal. I did put it inside of my extra deck immediately. Like, shout out to him. Kobe's not gonna like to hear this, but yeah, I won that one game where I had like exact damage for lethal because of Wake Up Your Elemental Hero, and and his little boost attack, and I was able to hit him exactly for lethal, and like I think it was game 2. And yeah, so shout out to Scott. I owe you that victory right there. Appreciate you, man. And that is actually who I drew with in the final round of Swiss. Just he's on Cashtira, and both of us drew bad. I ended up having to Book of Eclipse him in the standby phase of his own turn to keep the Shangri-La from like popping my stuff, because he had the field spell out there. And fortunately he didn't draw any other plays, and it went to my turn, tried to do Valiant, and I was about to like play out the whole turn until I realized, oh wait, Dystopia is still in my side deck. So it just ended up in a draw. So that's how that happened. The deck, like I said, I tried to implement the hand loop off in there, which probably wasn't the best idea, because what would happen was like I would hand loop my opponent, and then I would either be stuck with a cross sheep out there, or I'm stuck with a way to do other stuff like Fusion Destiny, but I can't do Cross Crusader. I can't do Cross Crusader because I special summoned the Neo-Spacian Dolphin. And yeah, so it just made for all kinds of problems, bad inboards. It's just like, oh no, okay. In the top 4, I lost to Sword Soul. Like, I hand looped him game 1, but my inboard only ended up being DPE. It was like DPE, the Big Dolphin, and Mally. And the only reason why Mally was on the board is because I didn't want to draw it for turn, because I had put it on top with Denier and stuff. So yeah, like that was my inboard. My opponent had impermed me. He only had he had 2 cards left in hand, and he still managed to beat me with Sword Soul. Like, it was crazy. The boy I think one of the cards he had in his hand was Pot of Desires. I ashed that, but the card that he drew for turn, I think, ended up being triple tactics talent. So he drew two, and then he was able to just like he drew two. One of them ended up being Book of Moon, so he was able to force me to DPE pop. Like I went ahead and decided to go ahead and use the pop effect and get him off the board rather than leave him on there because I know they have so many cards that shuffle back into the deck. So I was just like, I don't want my DPE getting shuffled back. And he actually did end up doing that. He did Baxia, put back my Marine Neos thing, and put back my Mally, and he was able to get to it from there. It was crazy because one of the cards I had hit inside of his hand was Taya. So yeah, he was just able to get there and win the game because I couldn't put up, a strong inboard after I'd hand looped him. And, I thought that I would still be able to do it. Like, one of the problems with me is like I don't really play test my decks at home. I build it, I play it at the tournament, and I work on it throughout the weeks because I don't really have a lot of time at home to play test and test different things like that. But, in theory, the idea was really, really good. And yeah, it just didn't work out and turn out the way I wanted to. There was another game where I wanted to have access to Wonder Driver, and I couldn't get there was a cross sheep up there in my extra deck space so that I could find a way to get to plasma and stuff. But then I ended up not being able to do Wonder Driver because like I can't link that cross sheep off with any of my hero monsters. So I think what I ended up having to do was tribute the cross sheep and a bunch of my other monsters for the plasma that I had, which I believe I ended up winning that game anyway. It's just that it didn't always work out to where I was able to to hand loop and be able to do the rest of my board. Also having it off inside of there is one of the reasons why I lost to Dragon Link. I played, Cross Crusader. I went through my whole turn and motion and everything and stuff, and then I set myself up to be able to hand loop my opponent. And like right when I was getting ready to do it, I was like, oh shoot, I used Cross Crusader. I can't even special summon the Neo Spatial Marine Dolphin. So, I had everything set up inside of my hand for that play, and then I ended up not being able to use it because yeah, I ended up not being able to use it because I had used Crosskeeper Sheep. So, this might not count for my 4 discussion videos for playing Omni Hero because I did, in fact, try to mix it with, a bad idea and it didn't turn out the way it did. But overall, like, my opinion of Omni Hero, very, very strong. I knew it was going to be really good going into it. Like, when you don't have the deck mixed with, different weird things and stuff, you're able to do so much with the hero deck. And it performed, exactly how it expected it to against my ninja matchup. I think it was like round 2, maybe. I think like maybe round 2 or round 1. But yeah, I played against ninjas. I got nibbed game 1 and game 2, but because of the way I drew my hands and I didn't actually like have any of the hand loop stuff, I just basically had like regular Omni Hero engine and stuff. And because of the way I drew, I was able to play, thinking, okay, if my opponent has nib, this is what I'm gonna do. And I would end turn and he would nib me, and then after that I would continue out and play the rest of my turn. And so that was one of the strong things I really felt like Omni Hero would be able to do, especially with Wake Up Your Elemental Hero in the mix now. Because of that card, I was able to do some different things and make some more powerful inboards and stuff. So yeah, and that is what it is. We will continue to work with Omni Hero. I haven't played this deck in like 5-6 months. It's been a long while. So when y'all look at my videos, like my combos might be a little bit rusty, and so I know I'm gonna get some comments where people are going to be like, oh, you could have also did this and did this and did this and did this and did this, and it's just like, let me get back into the groove, the swing of things and stuff. And we're gonna play Omni Hero here now, especially with Wake Up Your Elemental Hero here. We're gonna go ahead and do that. So overall, the deck is really, really good, very powerful. You're still gonna have your games when you're brick. And one of the games was against Dragon Link. I actually opened up in shuffle, Vanilla Neos, Plasma. What was it? I want to say in shuffle, Vanilla Neos, Plasma, Denier, and what was the other card? Did I say in shuffle? I tried again. Vanilla Neos, Plasma, Denier, Mally, and yeah, End Shuffle. Those were my 5 cards. As y'all know, like I could summon Denier, but what does that do? So, my hand was absolutely dead. One of the things, End Shuffle is a really, really good card, but like it's just like if you don't draw Stratos or a way to get Stratos, and you end up just like normal summoning a Shadow Mist or normal summoning a Liquid Soldier or something. It didn't feel like In Shuffle did anything at all. So I feel like In Shuffle is very good and necessary inside of some decks. Like if you're gonna play pure Neos or something like that, In Shuffle is really good. If you're gonna play pure Elemental Heroes, In Shuffle is pretty good. But playing it inside of Omni Hero, it just didn't seem like all that effective, because I wanted to bring out Spirit of Neos, and then if I'm going to bring out Spirit of Neos, there are other cards that you have to play inside of the deck to be able to do stuff. And yeah, it just didn't seem like all that great and powerful to me. Like I would probably play without it in the future. Mass Change, I played the one Mass Change because I felt like if I was going to mass change, then if I was going to get mass change or whatever, it was going to be like at the end of my turn when I do it, with Wake Up Your Elemental Hero and bring it out. And then another reason why I did it is because I was playing the 3 in shuffle, so I might actually play like 2 mass change and take out the other in shuffle, because mass change can be pretty valuable, especially now, heavy back row stuff, being able to mass change, dodge cards like Imperm and Valor, and be able to bring out Blast, to be able to bounce like spells and trap cards. So I probably won't play it at 3. We'll probably play 2 mass change. Like there was one game where I actually like sided out mass change. A lot of times I feel like if I'm going second against certain decks, then I don't really want to have mass change inside of my deck, because I want to increase my odds of drawing a card that's going to help me, break my opponent's board in order to win. And, he ended up making me go first. And I got to the end of it where I special summoned out Shadow Mist with Wake Up Your Elemental Hero. And I was like, dang it, I sided out the mass change. So, yeah, player error there, bad things. But, we're going to fix that. I'm going to switch to playing at least 2 mass change off in there. The deck was just built kind of weird for this week because I included the Crosskeeper, I included 3 in shuffles, and then I had Vanilla Neos off in there and Spirit of Neos, and that's like a whole engine by itself. But without being able to do like a Soul Day stuff and be able to, bring out something like Appaloosa at the end of a combo like that, like the hand loop thing just didn't really feel effective. But I had like so much fun playing it, the previous, weeks, that I felt like I would try to implement it into Omni Hero. Not the best idea. It's probably better just to play the pure Omni Hero build, either do your Plasma, do your Dark Angel, depending on the matchup, and, just go from there. I have a regional coming up in Houston on the 18th, and I have not played Omni Hero in a regional yet. Like I think I played like Branded Hero, I played a Soul Day Hero, and yeah, I don't think I've actually like played in any other regionals like too much. I think I've only played in like 2 or 3, but yeah. I'm gonna actually leave it up to y'all, my viewers out there, to let me know. Do y'all want to see me play, Omni Hero at a regional, or do y'all want to see like what ends up happening, because I won't be able to record the duels and whatnot? But do y'all want to, see my results of dueling with Omni Heroes inside of a regional now that Wake Up Your Elemental Heroes here? Because usually when I go to regional, I take some homebrew cooked up deck, surprise my opponents and actually do very well with it. That first regional where I was like lost in that final round after losing lost first round, battled all the way back up into the final round where I finally got my second loss with my my first build of Assault Day Heroes. Very, very powerful back when we had Verte. It was just a strong deck, and it was very, very good. And then in the next regional after that, I played Branded Heroes, where I started off like 5-0, but helping out friends and stuff, but it's all good. I still ended up playing like in a winner mat, crushed that, did that little thing. And I want to say I played in another regional after that where I tried, what did I try to do? I was trying to do something weird. I want to say it was like what kind of hero deck was it? Okay, well, we're not gonna spend too much time on that. I think I ended up going like X3 think I ended up going like X3 that tournament and stuff. You know, it was pretty decent, okay hero deck. It just didn't work out exactly the way I wanted to. I want to say I was running some Neo stuff off inside of there, but yeah. I also have the option to run a Soda Hero. I have the option to run like pure Neos. Like I'm crazy enough to where I would actually take that to a regional. I would take pure Neos to a regional just because like I like the deck. You know, it's fun to play with. You know, my opponents don't necessarily know what to do or what I'm playing against because you know they haven't seen it too often. But you know, I'm gonna let y'all decide. Y'all, you know, let me know down in the comments below. Message me. You know, Facebook, Twitter, whatever, however you feel like contacting me. But you know, pick one of the decks: Omni Hero, Neos Hero, or Assault Hero. And whichever one gets the most votes or comments or you know message me the most, that is the one I will play at my regional coming up here in Houston in the 18th. Yeah. So other than that, you know, for everybody out there playing, you know, Omni Hero, you know, I see the results inside of the group. Like, it's definitely true. Like, the deck can definitely compete this format. Like, if you play smart, you know, play around the nib, you know, just take it into consideration because a lot of people are main decking nib. Yeah, you can win games. It's kind of really hard to do a combo tutorial that lets you know like what to do to play against Nia because like a lot of the how do you say a lot of you know combo tutorials and stuff like that just like look at you and be like, hey, draw these certain cards right here and then you know you'll be able to play around Nib. But the thing is, what happens when you don't draw those exact cards and you know your face staring down Nib? So you know it's just like an experience kind of thing. Try not to throw all your stuff out there at once. You know, take advantage of the new Wake Up Your Elemental Hero. Like because of that, like I felt like there was one board where you know I could have ended with like plasma. I could have put out my plasma early, and like what I decided to do was you know announce in phase because I had Wake Up Your Elemental Hero and DPE out on the board. And what else did I have? I think I had like Wonder Driver out there too. So I'm just thinking like maybe Dark Law. I think I had a hand trap also. I was like, okay, I don't feel like I need to play Plasma. I could, you know, end on DPE, Dark Law, and you know, have this hand trap, and you know, maybe that'll be enough. So I went ahead and said in phase my opponent, you know, before end of main nib. So chain DPE, DPE, pop himself, pop Wake Up Your Elemental Hero, and then resolve nib, tributed my Wonder Driver, and then Wake Up Your Elemental Hero, resolve, special summon my hero, and you know I was able to continue playing from there. So you know, Wake Up Your Elemental Hero is definitely like one of the better, stronger cards. It definitely helps us in our matchups. You know, like I said, it'll help when playing around Nib to do certain things, especially like, you know, if you haven't used that Malian Denier in your grave and you're able to, you know, continue your main phase, maybe, you know, bring out that Stratos with your Wake Up Your Elemental Hero and be able to, you know, search out Plasma, then, you know, do your Mali, deny your stuff, tribute, you know, Plasma, absorb the Nib token, and, you know, then, like, at the end of that, you got Nib and you have, what is it? You have Plasma and DPE out on the board. So, you know, it's going to be, you can play around it. Y'all can do it, you know. Like, I was really thinking I was going to run Cross Out Designator, but because of you know decks like Trap Tricks and Labyrinth existing, I really don't feel like it's necessary. I probably will like I want to sideboard Crossout Designator mostly because of cards like D Barrier, but I feel like now that you know when you play against you know trap decks and stuff like that, like we could probably get them with Plasma by itself. So you know Plasma is about to be a very strong very strong thing in there, you know. And then you know I was thinking about playing D Force, but I feel like if there were more, I don't know. It feels like it's good like in certain situations, but a lot of times, you know, it's just no good because it doesn't help against Nib after I've summoned and did all that stuff. And then, you know, Book of Eclipse and, you know, just like certain cards like evenly matched and stuff, man. It's just like I did get evenly matched. I think I lost like my game 1 to Trap Tricks main decking evenly matched. So D-Force is really, really good. It's just that, like, I feel like when you play it, like, you're committing a lot to the board, in order to get, like, nibbed and stuff like that. And, yeah, I think I'm not going to end up playing it. I know it works for a lot of people, but the way my play style is, like, it doesn't necessarily, like, fit into the way I play. So I probably won't end up playing D-Force, but, big shout out to everybody who can. I know, especially over there at D-Time, I see that boy is always doing his thing with the Destiny Heroes. I like to see that boy, he kills it. Y'all check him out if y'all like Destiny Heroes. If y'all like to see the way he plays. I also think it's cool that he runs Destiny Draw, and like it's really cool. Rogue Hero is also on his own thing, man. That boy with the contrast heroes is over there killing it, and so there are so many different styles and ways to play heroes right now, and just be able to win with it, man. It's just like crazy. I was doing my thing with a Assault hero. You got contrast heroes. You got pure, stronger D heroes, and there's so much to pick and choose from. You can even change it up, surprise your people at locals. That's what I like to do. That's why y'all see me run Neo, see me run Assault, go run. Now run Omni Hero. I like to keep them guessing. And like when I sit down to play against them, they're like, dang, where do I hand trap? Because I don't know which version of heroes he's playing this week. So yeah, y'all just pick and choose, and if y'all have some cool, crazy hero build, like hit me up, like let me know, because I'm always interested. I love seeing, the innovation, the things that people come up with inside of hero decks. One of the things that somebody was asking me about was wake up your elemental heroes effects of special summon any warrior, and unfortunately when it comes to playing that inside of Omni Hero, I don't think it's like a very good idea. You're adding a brick to the deck, and then if you draw it, it's gonna most likely be a dead card. I'm pretty sure there are some that you can find a way to make useful even if you do draw it. But the problem with playing a warrior like that inside of Omni Heroes is that our best cards, Fusion Destiny, Cross Crusader, and what's the other one, Ferris, they all pretty much like hero lock you. So it's just like when you get to the end of your combo, when you want to be able to do, DPE, wake up your elemental hero, and special summon, whatever warrior it is from your extra deck, from your main deck, you can't special summon one of those warriors because you're locked into some type of hero lock. So yeah, not necessarily the best idea, but inside of a Assault hero, that is definitely useful, especially because one of the guys pointed out that there is an Omni Negate. I think it was like one of the UA monsters or something where you have to discard a card or something like that in order to have an Omni Gate out on the board, and that seems like really, 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 really strong to me. By all means, go for it. Like, I would love to see somebody do a Assault hero with wake up your elemental hero and just like special summon out some crazy hero at the end. We might work on that, but what we want to work on, like coming up here into the regional, is whatever y'all decide y'all want to see me play. So yeah, we'll leave it at that. Omni Hero, probably definitely one of the strongest versions of heroes there is. Like I said, like definitely has the ability to play through Nib, especially now with wake up your elemental hero. He has so much more to the deck right now. So that's what I have to say for this first week's discussion with Omni Hero, and I just want to say appreciate everybody for watching. Giveaway video being announced tomorrow. It will be featuring Pena Mega Mats, the Facebook group that I order a lot of my mats and stuff from. So we'll do that first, second, third place prizing, to show some appreciation to all my viewers out there helping me reach 1,000. I appreciate all the love, all the comments, all the feedback, and yeah, y'all are helping me get better, and hopefully I'm helping some of y'all get better. So I will catch y'all on the next video.
Messing with the Masked Hero, king of games. Mask off, now you see that a hero lives. I pay half and you ask, but I'm winning games. There ain't another hero that surpasses me.